Hey, what's up, my people, my people? Today is today's Sunday. It's 2 days before the presidency before the vote. Oh wow, this looks horrible. Look at the back. This is not that good. What's wrong? What's wrong with? This is not good at all. Did you see that? Oh my god. Oh, I was about to say, who is that girl? Hey, what's up, Maxwell? How you doing, buddy? Are you ready for Tuesday? Trump will win. Okay. Trump will win. Okay. You think so? Come on, guys. This is. You guys can call in. If you guys want to call in, let me know. I will put a number up so you guys can call in and give me your feedback as to why you think Trump is going to win, or your feedback as to why Biden's going to win. Maxwell says, yeah, he's ready for Tuesday. Have you guys voted? If you guys have not voted, go to voters.org, and there you put your information, and there it will tell you if you're registered or not. And I think it kind of lets you register now, but each state is different, so I don't know. So check with your local state and find out. But yeah, this is to find out who you guys think is going to win on Tuesday. My opinion does not matter. This is your show, so I want to know what you guys think. Let me know. Leave your comments. Also, remember, guys, that I do have Super Chat. So if you want to donate to Super Chat, you're more than welcome to. You're more than welcome to. So let's go. So you know that we got to prepare ourselves. Hopefully it doesn't come down to this. But some of you guys are not old enough or were born at this time but don't remember. I remember those ones when Al Gore went against George Bush, and Al Gore won the presidency, and George Bush didn't want to accept that, and he fought valiantly for Florida, and they recounted, and on the recount it came out that George Bush had won. So this is something that reminds me of that. Might be the same thing that's going to happen if Trump wins. He's not going to concede. Hey, what's up, 12 views? He's not going to concede that very easily. He's going to make this as painfully as possible. If he loses, he's going to try to have as many states recounted, because he's not in for the mail-in votes. And he knows that he's losing. The one thing that I gotta say about Biden that I thought that he should have done, he should have visited more states there where he was low at. He should have gone there a little bit more. Like the Western state where the Republicans are leading, but there are certain states that that Biden needs, that he can win without Arizona. He can win without Las Vegas. Those are states that he can win without. You need is 270 electoral votes. So let's see. And like I said, if you guys saw the video yesterday, Homie 2020, Manny. If you saw what happened yesterday with the Biden bus going, and those Trumpers, they climbed up the Biden bus. That's something you don't do. I mean, it's one thing to go with your party, and it's another thing to be overzealous. When I see these people with these big signs that says Biden, or these big signs that says Trump and Pence, that's going overboard. You would never see me do that. I would put a Jesus sign on there because I believe in Jesus, but I would never go that far. I would never go to ram someone's car because they believe that I'm better that Trump is better than Biden, or Biden is better than Trump. Peter, what do you think? Why do you think if Biden wins, we'll be in trouble? Why do you think that? Please, if you guys want to call in, let me know. I will put up a number for you guys to call in. Instead of you typing, and you can tell me, you can indulge me, and tell me why do you think Trump is going to win? Like Peter said, if Trump wins, if Biden wins, we'll be in trouble. I want to see why. Why would we be in trouble if Biden wins? Let me go here, guys. So I can. I think I'm going to put a phone number in. Let me see. Remember, this is going to be a battle of the decades. I mean, it's nothing like this is ever going to be seen, I don't think, in a while, because of the narcissism of Donald Trump. But we'll see. We're gonna see. I'm looking up for the numbers so you guys can call in, and so you guys can see how is going everything down. Tuesday is going to be a big day. I already voted. I voted early. I chose to vote early. So, sup, Bruce? How's everything? So I chose to vote early. I don't want to be in the line coming the second. I don't want to go through all that. But I still want to know, why do you guys think Biden's going to win, or do you guys think Trump's going to win? And Peter, I'm still waiting as to see where you lead me to, saying that we'd be better off if Biden wins. We're better off if Trump wins instead of Biden. But you have to have something to back it up. Just don't say we'll be in trouble if Biden wins. I want to know why. Why do you think that? All right. Okay. Now. All right, guys. So here's the number. The number to call in is 469-445-1817. I'm going to put it up here so you guys can call in. Let me see. Number to call in. I can't see your comments now because I'm doing this. It doesn't allow me to see your comments. So, but I'll get back to you in a few seconds. That is the number. Sure. Show right there. I see someone. Okay. There's the number. Hi, Prit Hive. How you doing, Prit V? How you guys doing? All right. So that's the number to call in. Call in and let me know, what do you think Trump's going to win? What do you guys think Biden's going to win? It's going to be, I don't think it's going to be that close of a race, but I think Trump is going to try to make it as close as possible. I'm going to give you my analogy, but I want people to give me theirs. Biden is going to win for the simple fact, there are several facts, but one of the main reasons is going to be COVID. Each president has to be accountable for what happens to the country, whether it's here or there. If you look at Donald Trump, a few years ago, before he even became president, he said that George Bush had to own what happened in 9/11 because he was the president of the United States. So that was his that's not disaster, but that's him. That was What happened 9/11, the tragedy, that was under his watch. That's what he said. That was under his watch. So he's responsible for 9/11. So if George Bush is responsible for 9/11, even though he didn't do anything, but he's responsible for 9/11, then Donald Trump is responsible for COVID-19. If you want to look at it from that scope, from what he said, this is what he said, not me. This is what he said. So you're responsible. So if you're a supervisor of a plant, or if you're a supervisor of anything, and something happens in that job that you're supervising, you're responsible for it. Whether it was your fault or not, whether it was your neglect or not, you're responsible. So you're going to be held up to that responsibility. So can we say he could have done things differently? Yes. To this day, he still can do something differently, but he chooses not to. Just the other day, it came out, they reported that according to a study, this is just a study, that his out of his campaigns that he's done, 30,000 people have been infected, and almost 70,000. I mean, almost 770 people have died because of COVID-19 being in his campaign. People just don't want to listen. He wants to inject Lysol into ourselves. I mean, he says it was a joke, but it was not a joke. We all know it's not a joke. If you read people's body language, we all know it's not a joke. He really meant it, and it's unfortunate that some people actually even thought of that. I mean, you got to be real. I'm sorry, you got to be real stupid to think you're injecting yourself with Lysol is going to do something like that. And people believe him. There were a few people that did hydrochloroquine that's used for fish tanks, but it's spelled differently. And 2 people in Arizona died because of that. Because they said, "Oh, this has hydrochloroquine, so I can take this to take away the COVID." See, as a president or as a leader of anything, you have to be careful what you speak, what comes out of your mouth, because a lot of people will take you to that. A lot of people would, because you're the leader, so people believe in you. So you have to be careful what you say. Me as a person, I mean, though I don't have that many followers on YouTube, but I have to be careful in what I say, because I don't want people to misconstrue what I say, and I don't want people to, if I do have that following, they say, "Oh, they believe everything that I say." I don't want to say, "Okay, King Gio said this, so I'm going to do it." No, I don't want to do this. I have to be careful what I say, the same way he has to be careful, or anyone has to be careful on what they say. He called the COVID the Kung flu. This man says certain things that are incredible. If you just look the way he speaks, I was watching the other day how they're mocking, him, and they said, I remember when he said, "Oh, I went down to the Caribbean and I spoke to the president of the Virgin Islands in Puerto Rico." Yo, you the president of the Virgin Islands in Puerto Rico. What's up with that? And I felt offended when he went to Puerto Rico and he threw the towels at the people of Puerto Rico. I felt offended when he called Puerto Rico people lazy. I felt offended when he said our government's corrupt. Yes, our government is corrupt in Puerto Rico. I want to say that, but he has thrown Puerto Rican people, the island of Puerto Rico. He has berated us so much, and we are American citizens, by the way. And we have, despite of how corrupt the people of Puerto Rico, or the government, other people, the government of Puerto Rico may be, Puerto Rico has fought in every war that the United States has been in, except for the Civil War. But we have fought in every war: World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, the Korean War, all right, Iraq, all those wars we have fought. We gave our lives for the United States. For him to say the things that he said, it's just not right. And people, Spanish people should not vote for him. Blacks should not vote for him. I don't know why people are saying that that he's done a lot for the black community, which he hasn't. He has not done a lot for the black community. When people tell me, even when black people say, even when black people tell me, well, he got black people working, he got people employment, the unemployment rate for black people has gone down? No. The unemployment rate for black people has gone down because black people have gone out and gotten jobs. They've gotten and said, you know what, I'm going to do something with myself. I'm going to go get a job, whether it's Burger King, McDonald's, wherever they get, I'm going to go get a job. He didn't make something special and say, you know what, I got this, I made this program only for the black community. I got this program only for the Hispanic community. No, that doesn't work that way. He didn't do it. So for him to take credit for that black people, black American people, that he got the unemployment rate down. No, that you give credit to the black American community who have gone out and gotten jobs. That's who you give the credit to. He wants to take credit about it, that's on him. But there's a lot of things that he says. Like yesterday, he was actually in favor of those people in Texas doing what they did to the Biden bus. Instead of saying people, instead of saying a real president would say, people, I understand how you guys are frustrated. I'm frustrated too, but we have to do this peacefully. We cannot be going and harming people or putting people's lives in harm's way. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. So I implore you to please don't do that. Yeah, those are the things that a leader does. Now, you see those great people, and then his son on the plane. All those people in Texas doing a great job. Go get have fun with Kamala Harris. What are you doing? You're inciting things. That's not a way to talk to the people, because you already have a racism in America. You already have a lot of people who are racist. And what are you doing? You're adding fuel to these people's racism. You're adding fuel to these people's fire. So by him saying go have fun, the president's son said that I can do this. And they're going to do it. They will take that literally because the president's son said it, or the president himself said it. Not saying it's figuratively. Let's say, let's be outside. Let's be outside the Biden bus when they stop and say, "Boo, Biden sucks. Boo, Biden's not going to win." Not like that. It's like when you play baseball and we were in Little League. We didn't go up to the opponent's pitcher or player and say, punch him in the eye, and say, "Oh, I hope you die." No. We used to go, "Hey, look who's on our pitcher's mound, bozo." It was our way to distract the pitcher. It was our way to get him off his funk, But it wasn't something that we did to cause harm. And this is the way it's happening now. So it's going to be rough. It's going to be, guys, if Biden wins, just be careful on the streets, because there's a lot of lunatics over there that are not going to accept a Trump defeat. There's not. So you have to be very, very careful. Come on, guys. I got the phone number so you guys can call in and tell me, who do you think is going to win and why? Why do you think he's going to win? Let's look. Let's see one of his speeches. Let's see one of his speeches. Wait.
I really don't want to be talking about an opponent in a negative way. Hard to believe it's me talking, but that's true. But Joe Biden and the whole family, there's such corruption. It's so obvious. He would go to a place, whether it's China or Ukraine or any place, Russia, you take a look at what he's done. And his son was like a human vacuum cleaner. They'd take out millions and millions and millions of dollars. And in some cases, it was like a median. And in some cases...
Now, this is I'm talking about Biden's son, Hunter. None of those things have been proven. But let's flip it around. His daughter, Ivanka, has gotten 10, not one, 10 patents from China for her product, when it wasn't even phantom that China was going to do that before he became president. So he became president, and now she has 10 patents in China?
The state that's just there. I really don't want to be talking about an opponent in a negative way.
He really don't want to talk negative about an opponent, but he always does.
But Joe Biden and the whole family, there's such corruption. It's so obvious. He would go to a place, whether it's China or, and it's no good. And whether something happens as to it or not, I don't know. That's not up to me. But you know what? The voter has to know. The voter has to know that a man who was vice president was funneling tens of millions of dollars to his family. Somebody should know this.
Again, something that has not been proven. This is from a laptop that supposedly was taken into a pawn shop and the FBI. So if all this, let me ask you something. If all this is true, why isn't Hunter arrested? Why isn't Hunter being questioned? If it's true. You know? And it's a shame. It's a shame that we live in a society. It's a shame that we live in a society that you're taking a word from a man who's lied all his life through everything. If you know anything about Trump, that's the way he gets his things done. If you know anything about Trump from New York, he does that. But it's kind of an incredible thing that people will go so far as to try to careen off a bus off the streets. It's kind of incredible, to be honest with you. It's kind of a shame. It really is. So I want to hear from the young voters, because this is going to be decided too. Young people are, for the first time, are going to vote, and we have to take that into consideration. Same thing like the vote in Puerto Rico. The ones who are going to win the elections in Puerto Rico, whoever wins in Puerto Rico, is going to be by the young voters. He should try to think. Maxwell said he should try to think about what he says before he says it. But I don't think he does think about it. I think he just talks what he feels. And mostly what he feels is usually not the right thing to say. How can you say, okay, I'll give you an example. How can you say that we got the coronavirus under control when in fact there's just the other day 100,000 people came out positive for the coronavirus, and before that we reached 88,000, and the day before that was 80,000. That's not having the control on the coronavirus, is it? No, I don't think so. So how can you say that? When we ourselves see what's going on, and then he says that doctors are getting paid to put COVID on the death certificates. You know how much that pissed off the health community, the medical community. A lot of doctors are pissed off. So right there, those doctors that was going to vote for him are not going to vote for him just because of that. Just because of that. So think about that. So tell me, guys, who you think is going to win this election. Why? Trump was not meant to be in politics. No, he was not meant to be in politics. Look, you know what happened with Trump? Trump is a man who is a whatever millionaire, billionaire. To this point, we don't know why he is. And he wanted to put in his resume that he was president of the United States. If you got that much money, why would you even want to run a country? You've done everything else. Stick to what you know. But people say he's not a politician, but he's giving money to politics. So he should have just kept it as giving money to, but you're right, but he's not a politician. He should have never been into politics. He should have never ran politics. Just because he claims to be a successful businessman, which he's not, because he inherited that money, doesn't mean that you're going to that you're going to say that you're going to bring this country together, that you're going to make this country better again. You know, you can't say that. And think about it, guys. Think about it this way. This man has separated something that I have not seen before. This man has separated this country. Hey, look at that. Tio Gio gave me $5. Thank you, Tio Gio. I appreciate it. So he has separated this nation. He's added fuel to racism. He really has added fuel to racism. And when Kaepernick, a lot of people don't understand. When Kaepernick was having that, when he was kneeling down, he wasn't disrespecting America. He was not disrespecting the flag. What he was doing was he was giving conscience that we have a problem with police officers, that too many black people are dying in the hands of police officers, of white police officers. And something has to be done. So, I had first thought about it, and I said to myself, if he's going to do that, he should do that in his own time. The owners are not paying you to take a knee. But then I thought about it in the other way, which makes more sense. You reach more people because you're on national TV, right? You take your son or your daughter to a game, and you see, and your daughter or your son asks you, Dad, why is that person kneeling and not standing up to the national anthem? Then you can explain to your child, he's not doing this because he's doing it because there's too many racism. There's a lot of people who are being, whichever way you want to go and say to your child, so that child can understand that he or she has that right to protest. He or she has that right to say things that they feel that when they know it's wrong, and you can say something about it and not be judged or not be condemned by it. But what did the NFL do? Everybody shuts his door. The owner shuts his door. When this is a man that's bringing you in millions of dollars playing for you. You're giving him millions, but he's bringing you in millions. So he should have that right to protest. Because he wasn't protesting against the country. He wasn't protesting against the flag. He wasn't even protesting against the team. He was protesting against the brutality that's been going on in the United States with white cops against black people, black American, Hispanics, however you want to look at it, So I give him credit for that. Carlos Delgado did the same thing when he was playing with the Toronto Blue Jays. Whenever he was on the United States playing, and they did the American national anthem, he stood in the dugout. He didn't come out. So if you have that platform, you should use it. Don't say Kaepernick is a traitor. No, Kaepernick's not a traitor. He's a man. He's a figure who used his celebrity clout to put the message out there to say we have a problem in our country that needs to be addressed. And no one has done that. Donald Trump didn't do it. Barack Obama didn't do it. No one has done it. So the police department has to be reformed. And to say defund the police department, that's people are taking that out of context. Defunding meaning is that you're not going to give the police department the money to pay other people's bigger salary, to do this, to do that. It's just to defund the things that you got away with, and not give you that money for whatever use that you're using it. So that's what it means to defunding the police. Not taking away the police, not having get rid of the whole police force and just have no. That's not what it means. Um, the police department do need some money so they can recruit the right people, so they can train the right people. Because nowadays everybody, every kid wants to have a gun and a badge, and they think because they have a gun and a badge, they're above you, they're higher than you, they're better than you, and that's not the way it is. Police officers back in the day became police officers because it was a family tradition, because they wanted to carry the family name. They wanted to do something for their community. Nowadays, you have these young kids who just want to have a gun and a badge, and they do a police stop for no apparent reason. They want you to get out the car for doing when you don't have to get out the car. You don't even have to answer any of their questions. You don't even have to identify yourself if there's no probable cause. But because of the color of your skin, they make up a story. And then the funny thing is that um, they take you out of the car, they swing at you, you swing at them, they'll beat you up. When you go in front of the judge, you got resisting arrest, you got battery on a police officer, but you can't tell the judge, but your honor, he hit me first. Am I not allowed to defend myself? So if someone from the streets comes and beats me up or tries to beat me up, I'm not allowed to defend myself? So why should if I don't allow someone to beat me up from the street, why should I allow an officer to do the same with me just because he's an officer? Does that give him that right? No, it does not. And that's what young kids are doing nowadays. Then you have all these young police officers who have complaints on them about this stick, and the department doesn't do anything. They don't pull them out. They don't give them counseling. They're still on the streets. So when they do kill someone or they hurt someone, that's when everything hits the fan, and people are like, "Oh, he should have been out a long time ago." You cannot have police officers like that. So that's why you protest. That's what Kaepernick was doing. Then you have you have Donald Trump saying that that's wrong. No, it's not wrong. What's wrong is what he is doing as a president, not adhering to it, and not saying, you know what, this needs to stop. Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, you have to stand up for your nation. You have to stand up for the people who voted you in, whether it's Democrat or Republican. Because once you become president of the United States, you're president of the United States. You're not president of the Republican Party. You're not president of the Democratic Party. You're president of the United States. You're the leader of the United States. You're representing us. So what you do reflects on us, because other countries will look at us and say, the United States are laughable. Americans are laughable. So when you go to another country, you're not going to get respect. Oh, look at that American. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. His country is laughable. The president is nothing. And then for him to say that Hunter Biden got all his money from Russia, that Hunter Biden that the Biden family of Russia. He deals with Russia. He deals with Ukraine. Before all this happened, he was going to do a hotel in Russia. Carlo asks me, why do I keep saying he is wrong? He is wrong in what? You want to call in? You can call in if you want. I'll put the number. Oh, they gave me a different number. Okay. Let me change that number, guys. Because that's the number Let me change that number. They gave me a different number here. The new number is that's the number to call in, guys. So Carlos, tell me what I'm saying that he is wrong, because we can sit here. I can tell you off the bat the good things that Donald Trump has done, and I can tell you straight off the bat the bad things that he has done. But when people come to me and they tell me, "Oh, Donald Trump did this, Donald Trump did that," those are things that they're reading in the paper. No, not paper. That's what Fox News is saying. Or that's what Donald Trump is saying. For Trump, look, Trump is wrong. Okay, Trump is wrong in so many levels because he's talking about Hunter Biden getting money from Ukraine or Russia, whatever it can even be. But we're not talking about Russia. Hunter Biden is not the one that's running for president. It's his father. And if you look, like I said, Ivanka Trump has 10 patents in China. 10. Before Donald Trump even was president, she didn't even have one. But now she has 10. Right? Before he was even president, she wasn't worth much. Now she's worth 300 million. Her brother's worth 400 million. They say it's because of business deals. Okay, whatever. But here he is. He is, he's casting stone through a glass window, which he shouldn't do. So don't talk about Biden's son when you have your own kids doing the same thing with 10 patents in the country. When we don't actually know if this truly happened. And if it truly did happen, that has nothing to do with his father. Okay? That has nothing to do with his father. So here we are. We have a laptop that supposedly was in a pawn shop. So we have the Giuliani, out of all people, Giuliani starts posting emails that we can neither nor confirm nor deny. Anyone can do an email. So if this is true, what Trump is saying, so why isn't anyone arrested? Why don't you arrest Hunter Biden? He's a citizen like anybody else. He's not immune. He doesn't have immunity. So why don't you go after him like a known person? He did this. So if he did all this, there's some form of ethical violation that he must have done, or didn't he do? So even if he didn't do there, even though there is no ethical violation being that were made or has been done, so throwing this out supposed to make Biden look bad. I mean, look, Hunter look bad, but not his father. His father has nothing to do with this. If it's true. Am I responsible if my son was to rob a bank? No. That's not my responsibility. He's a grown man. How is that going to reflect on me? So how do we? So that's what I'm saying, that he's wrong. He's casting stone in a glass house that he's in, that he himself is in it. Because it has been proven that the Trump campaign was with Russia. It has been proven by his own party. So I don't know what he's talking about. But being that he's president of the United States, the Department of Justice has a law that says that a sitting president cannot be prosecuted. Hey, what's up, Insane? So that's why Donald Trump gets away with what he gets away with, even if it wasn't Donald Trump. But the mere fact that it says that the DOJ says, and you can look it up, that no sitting president can be charged, so they haven't done anything to him. But if you look into your computers and you Google it, you will see that it will say a bipartisan investigation by both parties, but mostly the Republican Party, was done, and they did confirm that the Trump campaign was in fact with Russia in the 2016 election. Most of his campaign managers, and most of them, not all, have been arrested. And I guarantee you that if Trump loses before he leaves our office, he is going to commute all of his friends. So I don't see this going any other way. I think Biden's going to win, even though Donald Trump was a newcomer in 2016. I mean, he lost the majority vote because he voted by like 3 or 4 million people. But the colleague of the electoral vote, that's what counts. And that's how he won. You know, he won as a newbie. People were tired of seeing the same thing over and over again. And by him saying Mexico is going to pay for the war, which no way in the world, Mexico or no other country is going to pay for the war. They're not going to do that. He said that he was going to do a new wall, which he has not done a new wall. He's only done 3 miles of the wall, 9 miles of that wall, should I say, has just been improved. And only 3 miles is new. Not of those 9, but of the mileage of the wall has 3 miles have been added of wall. And Mexico is not paying for it. You know who's paying for it? You and I. You and I. When he was in the debate with Biden, that Biden said, "Who's paying for the farmers?" He said, "Who's paying the farmers' bill?" Because the farmers lost a lot for Donald Trump going back and forth with China on the tariffs. Because the China buys a lot of our produce, a lot of our farm produce. They buy a lot of that. So when he was going to war with China, China was not buying anything. So you had these farmers with stacks of material, of products in their farm, and they can't even sell it. So they lost a lot. So here comes along a farm bill years later. This happened a few months ago that he passed. So when Biden asked him who's paying for this farm bill, he said, China is. No, China's not paying for that. You and I are paying for that. He said for the tariffs. No, you and I paid for the farm bill. You can look it up. You and I are paying for the farm bill. Because China, to be honest with you, if you look it up, China has yet to pay anything of tariffs. So when he says, or when any president says China is going to pay a bigger tariff, think about that. China's going to pay for a bigger tariff. So what it entails, China may pay for a bigger tariff, but at the end of the day, who pays for that tariff? You and I. Because Best Buy, Walmart, here comes these companies. They buy these products from China. They got to pay this tariff. And then who do you think Walmart, Best Buy, and all these companies are going to charge this tariff to? It's to you and I. So China can pay a big tariff, but at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to pay for it. Because you know what? You know what it is, Carlos? Is that you have to, and I'm going to give you why. The big medias don't cover it. Because big medias are not going to go into a battle. If they produce something, if they put something in the air, they have to get evidence. They have to get evidence. And if you don't have that evidence, you can get sued. No media company is going to get sued. So this is something that came out of the Trump campaign. This is something that came out of Giuliani. It's a different story. It's a different story. That's why Twitter blocked him, because it's not a proven fact. It's a different story if the FBI came out in the media and said, we are investigating Hunter Biden on these allegations. We are investigating now. Now the media can say, okay, fine. Now we have some certainty because this is coming from the FBI. So we're going by what they say. Okay? If we go by what Donald Trump says or what Giuliani says, and it's not true, we can get in trouble. It's like me doing this, Carlos. It's like me saying Carlos robbed the bank. And you didn't. Once that hits YouTube, once that hits Twitter, once it hits Facebook, once it hits that, your name is already tarnished because they're going to think that Carlos robbed a bank. They're not going to look whether it's true. They're not going to look to investigate. People are like that. People, they just think quickly without analyzing, and they say, okay, well, he's guilty because King Gio said that Carlos robbed the bank without looking and say, let's see, he really did. Oh, whoa! And some person investigated, hey, King Gio, I investigated. There's no police report. There's nothing that says that Carlos robbed the bank. So what are you talking about? And then they say your job sees it. You get fired. You get unjustly fired. People are laughing at you. People are mocking you. People are judging you. So now your character is in question. You can sue me for destroying your character, for destroying you lost your job. So that's wages you lost. You can't pay your rent. You can't. So that's on me. I'm not going to stick my neck out on that to say that just because I don't like you or whatever it may be. So that's why the media doesn't cover, the big media doesn't cover the stories like that because it has to have proof. They may say, oh, Donald Trump is saying this, but they're not going to go out there. Hi, got ladies. They're not going to go out there and say Hunter Biden's laptop was this and this. No, when they report it because Giuliani's saying. So they have to report on what Giuliani said, or they reported, or they let the president speak, but they're not going to say this is true when there is no evidence at all to say that this is true. So Twitter blocks it this way. Because now the Trump administration, Congress has said now Twitter is responsible because before Twitter, Facebook, and all that had immunity. So now they're responsible for what they put on. So they're not gonna, you're not gonna put something in your social media or in your or in your email, whatever it may be, not doing an investigation. It will be irresponsible of you to put something like that. I'm not gonna put something because Carlos says that this happened when I don't know if it happened. When I was doing, let me tell you something. When I was doing the Omi story, you know how many emails, you know how many private messages I got telling me how Omi got his money, how Omi was doing his money, how Omi is this, how Omi is that, and they were bombarding me with stacks of messages and said, King Gio, we can give you proof, we can do this, we can do that. This is how Omi did this. This is how Omi did this. This is how Omi got the money. This is how Omi got the cars. This is how Omi. But I didn't put that on any of my videos because I don't know if it's true. Me, I'm not going to spend my resources. I'm not going to spend my money in investigating Omi. I'm not going to put myself out there and say, you know what? I was told that Omi got money, blah, 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 and it's not true. And then he can turn around and sue the crap out of me. Or any person for that matter. So I'm not going to put myself out in the limb like that. When other people say, oh, he could sue you because no, he cannot sue me because I'm posting up videos of him. He is a public figure, so to speak. He put himself out there when he said the FBI raided him, which was not a raid. All right. It's more of a confiscation. They confiscated cars that were not even his, but they were in his property. So I'm not doing anything. I'm not defaming him. I'm not damaging his character. He's doing that on his own. We YouTubers, we're just going by what he's saying. He put it out there. That is that simple. So Carlos, that's why Twitter blocks it. Before Twitter wasn't blocking it, but it got to a point that his lies became so outlandish. His lies became so much. And you have millions of people following this man. I guarantee you, this is not a lie. If that man says, I want Proud Boys to go and attack these assholes who have no brains at all, are going to go and attack. And innocent people are going to die. Or innocent people are going to get hurt because now he's added fuel to these people who are racist. Not these people that love our country, Because you have Republicans who are not voting for Donald Trump. You have Republicans who are ashamed of what Donald Trump has done to the Republican Party. Now, I didn't even go to Biden. I don't like Biden. Nah, Charles, that feeling is you haven't eaten something right, and it's your tummy's going like that. But no, not Biden. I don't like Biden. I don't like Biden because I saw certain things in him that I didn't like when he was doing some campaigning. But I saw his plan, and his plan to a certain degree is way better than Donald Trump's. Right now, you ask Donald Trump, what do you have? What if the Supreme Court takes away Obamacare, what do you have to replace it with? It's been 3 years and he still hasn't replaced. He has not said anything how he's going to replace Obamacare, but he has big plans. That's what he has been saying for 4 years, for 3 years now. Charles, what do you think? Why do you think that he's going to have another 4 years? Come on, call in, guys. The number's right there. Call in. Give me your opinion. I'm partial. I'm impartial. So if you're with Donald Trump, hey, you're with Donald Trump. If you're with Biden, you're with Biden. I'm not here to judge you guys. I'm just giving you my point of view. I don't vote for parties because when I was a Democrat, I voted for a Democrat. Or if I was a Republican, I voted. If I was a Republican, I would not just vote for Donald Trump because he's a Republican. That wouldn't be right. That's being a fan. That's not being a supporter. You can support a party, but you don't have to support the leader. Okay? I'm with this party because this is why I believe him, but I don't have his beliefs. I don't believe everything he believes in. I don't believe, So don't be a fan. Just like in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, you have blue and red, Democrats and Republicans. And every 4 years, they change. The Republicans will do good, the Democrats. And it could be Mickey Mouse could be running, and they will vote for him. They don't sit down and say, what has this man done? Like a lot of people. A lot of people say, if we vote for Biden, we're voting for socialism. Some people don't even know. Most of these people that are talking about socialism don't even know what socialism is. Some person the other day on a chat that I saw said, by Biden raising taxes, that's socialism. Where's that come from? That's not socialism. You need to learn the word about socialism in order for you to understand what socialism means. And he did put in his plan, that people who make over $400,000 will get taxed. Okay. The other thing that you guys don't know about this, that I just learned, all those people that are saying, when Donald Trump gave that tax credit in 2016 when he became president, now in 2021, your taxes are going to go up. Those same taxes that he took away are going to go up. Not to the extreme like that, but they're going to go up gradually until 2027. And in 2027, you're going to be paying more than you were in 2016. That was a clause. That was a clause that no one looked at. That's the clause. I don't even think Biden knew that. But that's the clause right there. That starting in 2021, your taxes will go up incrementally, year by year. And by the time we reach 2027, those taxes that you were paying then are going to be far much higher than what you were paying in 2016. So the corporate tax rate right now is, I think, 23% that he brought it down to. Biden wants to raise it up to 28. 28 is normal. It's not that bad. People who make $400,000 or less are not going to have to pay that tax. The child tax credit is going to go from $2,000 to $3,000. You're buying your first home. You're going to be able to get a $15,000 credit. $15,000 to do your own home. So that means that those people who thought about having a home, but they cannot have it because of a down payment or because of this, because of that. Now they have a chance. I mean, you have a chance now because there are many programs in the United States that will help you with a down payment. That you don't have to put money out of your pocket, and whatever money you put is very minimal. With the programs that are fairly that are federally owned, the government does have programs that help you. There are privately owned companies that help you put down a down payment on a home. You don't have to have 800 score credit. You don't have to have a big score. So there are ways that you can get out of the rut, right, and have your own home without, it's kind of preposterous that you got to pay $2,000 for an apartment in New York City, right? If you go upstate, it's much cheaper. But in New York City, you got to pay $2,000, $3,000 for an apartment. Well, you can have your own house, and you can pay $1,000 for your own house, or $1,500, but it's your own house. Yes, you have to pay the bank, but it's your own house. And depending on how you pay it, if you pay in 30 years, there's a lot of things. There's a whole video. That'll be a whole different video. But you got a chance to own your own home. $15,000 in credit is good. And then he says that he's going to bring back jobs. He hasn't brought back jobs. Look, guys. Look at the statistic. Just look at the numbers. Barack Obama did better in his last 3 years than Donald Trump did in his first 3 years. All right. When Barack Obama took office, Barack Obama had the unemployment rate was at 11.0. He took the United States on a recession. He took over a recession. We were on a recession because of Bush. All right. Unemployment was 11.0. So that takes time. So when Barack Obama left, he left the unemployment. The rate was at 4.7. Think about that, guys. 4.7. You cannot count the first 4 years because those first 4 years, he bailed out the motor industry. He did give out bailout money, not as much as now, but he did. So that takes time to come out of a recession. That takes time, and he did that. The economy was growing. He's had more booming in the stock market, like Donald Trump likes to say, than Donald Trump. The stock market actually rose more with Barack Obama than Donald Trump. Yes, Donald Trump had the highest at one point in one given day, yes, than any other president. But that's neither here nor there. So Barack Obama left office unemployment was at 4.7. So 4.7. Now you have Donald Trump taking over, and he says his unemployment rate, and now he says it's true. Unemployment went from 4.7 in 3 years to 3.5. That's minus 1.2. That's nothing compared to an 11.0 all the way down to 4.7. So for him to say, or for anyone, I don't like it when the media says, Donald Trump has gotten the unemployment at his lowest rate has ever been. No, Donald Trump inherited a lower unemployment. That's what you should say. And he brought it down from what it was. He didn't bring it down. If you tell me he brought it down from 8.0 to 3.5, and you got to give the guy credit. And you go, wow, this guy's doing a great job. Despite the things that he spews, he did a great job with unemployment. He got people working. He brought jobs back. But you can't say that because it's only been 1.2%. That's nothing. To be honest, math-wise, that is nothing. So, why do you think Donald Trump is going to win? Or if you're a Trump fan, tell me what he's been doing. What has he been doing that you like him? Why don't you like Biden? So tell me, guys. You got the number right there. You can call him. You can say what you want to say. This is a a freedom of speech thing, you know. So yeah, Charles, tell me what you think Donald Trump is going to win. Call in, buddy. You're not one. You're not one to shot. Guys, don't forget that we do. I have super chat. So if you want to donate to the King Geo channel, go right ahead and do it. Later on, I have to put a video on for the sweepstake. A lot of people are getting confused. So yeah, guys. So tell me. It's for, we got 2 days, 2 more days, 2 more days, and it's going to be a hectic 2 days because you're going to be seeing things that you probably never seen on TV. I'm not talking about nasty stuff, you know what I'm saying? But you're going to be seeing this person throwing at this person saying this person saying that. You know, there's going to be a lot of things that's going to be going on. So we have to see. You know, let's see what happens, man. We gotta see, man. 4 years, 4 more years. What can this man do if he gets elected in 4 years? You know, a lot of you people who are pro-life, I don't want to burst your bubble, but let's just say the Supreme Court takes away Roe versus Wade. That does not mean that just because you took Roe versus Wade, that abortions are going to be illegal. So that's not going to happen. You know, so let's see how that goes. And like I said, there are a lot of Republicans. There are a lot of Republicans who are against Donald Trump. And I give you another thing. I don't like Pelosi. I think the woman is shallow. I think the job that she's did right now with the stimulus, it was pathetic. I mean, I understand that she wants to get money to the people, but people need money now. And she thought about it in a political sense. If you're a coherent person and you understand how life works, you would have given these people the money that they need. You wouldn't wait, and you wouldn't say, "Well, I'm gonna give in, and I'm gonna go with what Mnuchin says." Because if I do that, this is her thinking. If I do that, I'm going to give Trump the victory. And then what Trump is going to do, Trump is going to say, look, American people, I got you the money that you needed. Okay? He's going to take that he's going to try to take that to his advantage. And she does not want to give him that advantage. Me personally, I know that money does not come from Trump. That money comes from our taxpayers' money. So we're the one that's paying for it. Right? We're the one that has paid for it. Every time the money takes out of our paychecks, we are paying for that. It's not money. That money's not given to us because they want to give it to us. That money has to come out of somewhere. And that money's coming out of the taxes. Some of it came out of FEMA. But at the end of the day, how FEMA gets money is through your taxes, through your federal taxes. So it's not free. So she didn't want to give him that. So now there are thousands and millions of thousands. You can't say millions of thousands. There are millions of people who not be able to pay their rent. The rent moratorium runs out in December 31st. Nothing's going to get done in a lame duck session. That's not going to happen. You're going to have to wait till February. Because if Donald Trump gets elected, you're going to have to wait till February to get anything done because the inauguration, and you don't officially start doing work again until January 21st. You go January 21st, You got to deal with Congress, and then February you might see something. And when February comes around, tax season is around the corner. So the American people had the American people needed their money now. There was $500 billion that's from the CARES Act that should have gone to the people. And then you say, you know what? We'll deal with the rest later. Plain and simple. We'll deal with the rest later. Hopefully, if this is the way you look at it from a Democratic point of view, hopefully we'll get a Democratic House, we get a Democratic Senate, and our president will win. Even if you don't get your president and you got a Democratic House and Democratic Senate, you're okay. Even though the president has to sign it, but he's under pressure. Okay? So that's one of the reasons that I don't like her. I didn't like the way that she ripped up when President Trump was doing the speech to the nation, and she ripped up that piece of paper, and that was not the right thing to do. That's very low. I understand that you don't like Donald Trump, but there was a message behind that, even though it was not written by him. It was written by other people because he had writers. Presidents do have writers who write for them. They don't write their own thing. But it was rude. It was disrespectful. And I didn't like that. So I was like, from that day moment on, I'm like, I don't like Nancy Pelosi. And I know that she's trying to see the way of the poor people, but she's not poor. She's worth $13 million. Yes, governments, states do need money for PPEs. We do need money so this coronavirus it's not going to go away, but we can diminish it just by wearing masks. And he's refusing to do such a thing, and it's irresponsible of a president to do such. To do that. So, whatever the case may be, that should have been done. The stimulus money should have gone out. Period. Should have been dispersed. If you have $500 billion, you disperse that money out. Let the people have money. Let us spend it on the economy. Not let it spend on the rent. The economy. But I don't care what it is, as long as it's going to go back to the economy either way. In one way or another, or in some form, shape, it's going to go back to the economy. Because you're giving out that money, but when a person buys something, that person's paying tax. And how do states get money? By tax. So I don't know. I don't know why she didn't sign. I understand what she wants, but the way she did it, she figures that if she figures if I approve this, I'm giving it to Donald Trump and he's going to win, and the people are going to win. But who loses? The people. Because at the end of the day, I keep telling people, this is why I don't put no Pence, Trump, Biden, Harris sign out. I don't go out of my way to paint my car, to do it. Because at the end of the day, they don't care. They're politicians. They have their own agenda. They want to be president. They want to be senators. They want to do this. They want to do that. But they don't care. At the end of the day, you're the one that's going to have to work for your money. You're the one that's going to have to bust your ass. You're the one that's going to have to do this and that. That's plain and simple. You're the one that's going to have to wake up in the morning, go to your factory job, go to your office job, go to your construction job, go to your nurse's job, go to your doctor's job. You're the one that's going to have to do this, not them. So now this country has to wait close to 3 months, maybe 4 months to get another stimulus. Well, while you have $500 billion in the bank because of the CARES Act. Okay? You took away unemployment. You took away the $600 of unemployment. which is another thing, it's another fiasco. I mean, there are a lot of people that we all know the Republicans saying, well, because of the scams and stuff like that. One way or another, a lot of people scam unemployment. A lot of people got poor on a scam. We all know that. And those people will eventually, hopefully, they'll get caught for scamming poor, for scamming the system. I don't like scammers. At the end of the day, who ends up paying for that? We do. Hardworking Americans. We end up paying for that. Whether you believe it or not, if you go to a store and you steal a t-shirt, you steal a pair of pants, and when they do inventory, they know that pair of pants is not there, that pair of pants was not sold. Who's going to end up paying for that pair of pants? You are. We are, because now the store has to make money on that. So they're going to raise prices just to make on that little thing. And it's not just the pair of pants. It's everything that's taken from the store on a daily basis or on a monthly basis. So they have to make that up. They're not going to take a loss. But we have to take a loss because two parties can't come with an agreement. I would have respected Nancy Pelosi more if she would have took an agreement, because I know for a fact that money is not coming from Donald Trump. That money is not coming from the Republican Party. That the money is not coming from the Democratic Party. That money is coming from our pockets, from our hard-earned pockets. When our taxes come out, when you get that paycheck and your taxes come out, that's where it's coming from. So Donald Trump can say, I signed the check, I gave you this money. No, you didn't give me nothing. This is taxpayer money. So I know how to differentiate. I know how to say this is not this, this is not that. And if you look at the other side of the coin, if Donald Trump wanted to, through an executive order or what came to me, he could have overwritten and said, you know what? I'm going to give people the money. Whatever it takes, I'm going to do it. If he can find a loophole to only pay $750 in federal tax, he can find someone in his entourage to find a loophole to go around Congress and say, I don't need you for me to disperse $500 billion to the people. I could be wrong, but at least that would have shown that you care. Not say, oh, come home, come big or go home. That's just talk. You need actions, and he didn't do it. And it's sad. It really is. So that's what it is. Guys, thank you for joining in. I'm gonna do this again tomorrow, and I'm definitely gonna do this Tuesday, because Tuesday we gotta get you guys call in, do something, do a lot of things, bro. But it's gonna be a memorable year, a very memorable year, an election year, an election day too. Well, anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you have a great time. I hope you had a great weekend. God bless you all, and thank you.